So what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I am David. On today's episode, we're going to start a new series on the Dodge Caravan that I recently acquired from a friend. He needed some help on working on his Jeep, and he asked me in exchange, can he give me an old car that's been sitting around his property? And his wife would love for him to get rid of it. So I said, sure, why not? I have no issue with that. We'll draw the car. He wasn't really too sure. He said the knob inside for like the AC knob inside didn't work. Our heat knob, when you turned it on the fan, would only work sometimes and be working intermittently. The car would randomly stall out on him. He thinks the car needs wheel bearing because one of the camber is off on this side, on the driver's side. The wheel is the tire is worn really bad on the one side, so he thought it might have been bearings. But he wasn't overall sure. But me being a mechanic, I'll figure out the problems and I'll solve them if it's worth it for me. And considering the car came to me at no cost, I don't mind putting a few $100 into it. Now, whether I keep the car or I sell the car are going to be two different things. As of this moment, Shannon and I are thinking we might actually keep the van because we do have two small children, and this thing is very convenient when you have two small children because you can walk right to the back, take care of the kids. If she's got a nurse and we're out somewhere, she can sit in the back seat. The kids are separated on captain's chairs and stuff like that. So we see a lot of perks to keeping it if we can get it to run effectively and efficiently. We don't want to be breaking down with the kids in the car, nothing like that. So if we can get it buttoned up and get it running tip top and we're happy with it, we may keep it, and we may even just sell it. Even if we are happy with it, we might just get rid of it anyway and pick up a bigger Escalade or something like that. We haven't really decided what's about to occur, but nonetheless, let's get through this series. Right now, I'll give you guys a quick walk around and let you guys see the vehicle and what it looks like. So I've already taken the time to buy a battery for it because it didn't come with a battery. This terminal I couldn't actually free loose, so I had to kind of like hammer it down there and then tighten this up as much as I could, and it works actually just fine. I'll deal with more of it later. I don't want to put too much time and too much energy into any one giving thing if we're not going to keep this van. That said, this also isn't a very hard vehicle to work on once you get past the rust. We are in Jersey. We're in that rust band, if you will. All the salt in the ground and all of that. So everything rusts up really well up here. So once you get past the rust, this car actually, or this van rather, is not that hard to work on. It is a 3, like I told you, it's a 3. I don't know if I did tell you or not, but it's a 3.3 liter. It's a V6. So a 6-cylinder here, and this is what the engine looks like. Overall, it's not in bad shape. I mean, for it to be a 2003. We'll give you guys a quick little walk around here. The driver's side door window doesn't actually work. Got a mud wasp in there. The driver's side window actually doesn't work, but he actually had it new and gave it to me. See if we can step back a little bit. Here we go. Nothing special, just a cool little van. Looks the part. Oh. Caravan. Doors on both sides. Paint's a little peeling there a little bit. Not a big deal. I mean, we're not looking for perfection. It was something given to me, so it'll do the trick. I'll show you the inside. I just gotta unlock it first. So here's the inside, and this is what we really enjoy about the inside is that it's got these two captain chairs right here. So if the kids are in their car seat and stuff like that and need to get one of them out and the mom has to nurse, she can go right to the third row in the back there and nurse if she has to. And then also we can actually fit friends back there. If we got both our kids, we can fit friends and stuff like that back there, and you can still put the stroller and groceries or whatever you want in the far back there, which is pretty nice. So we actually like the room. So we're excited. As of this moment, we're going to go ahead and start dialing in some of the problems. Okay, so seeing that the van is actually physically running and driving without any problem at this moment, we're going to address the things that we do know that are problems. The van is physically, the key is on, and this fan control isn't working. A moment ago, when it was on high, it blew only on high. Now it's not working at all. So it's an intermittent problem for sure. But two things are occurring. I know this switch is good, and I know the blower is good. And I know this switch is good because when it turned on the high, the blower went, and I know the blower is good because the blower actually responded to it being on high. Now, in between the blower and this switch is a resistor. And typically speaking, when this problem occurs, it's usually that resistor that goes bad. The resistor's in the glove box if you own a van. I'll show you really quick. It's not actually a hard thing to do. I don't know if you guys picked it up, but there's a little tab here. You push in on your glove box there. There's one on this side here too. There we go. You push that guy in, the glove box drops out. There is your resistor. This is going to be an 8mm. So grab yourself a socket and take those two. Can you see this one here? Move this wire really quick. At 8mm right there, you're going to pinch those two wires out and pull that 8mm out. Pull those two 8mm out. Reach on in there, grab it on out. And so that's it, guys. This is what your resistor looks like. And I'm gonna bet $1 that this is just gonna be the culprit right here. So this is the new resistor. This is what the new one's gonna look like. It looks a little different. And there it is. We're just gonna go ahead and take those two 8mm that we took out, and we're just gonna put this one back in. A lot of the times I would go ahead and test that before I actually put it in, but I feel pretty confident. So let's give it a shot right now. You guys can bear witness to it firsthand here. Oh, already on. There it is. You can't probably hear it, but it's low, a little bit higher. Oops. This is low. I don't know if you guys have picked that on camera, but problem solved. Moving on. Next up the bat, we're going to go ahead and take this panel off and do the window motor. This does not work, so the window doesn't come down on this side at all. It looks like at one time it was actually taped up even. So we're going to go ahead and pull the door panel off. The van actually came with a brand new inbox window motor. The guy just never put it in physically. The van they ended up just setting the van down to the side before he actually fixed it. So we do have it already in stock here. So I'm gonna grab it. We're gonna take this panel off. We're gonna swap out the window motor. All right, we got 3 screws to take out. This one's already, like, one right there. You see that hole? In the door handle itself, there's one down in there. And then if you look right below that speaker, that little divot right there, it's another screw. So if you're doing this job, pull those 3 screws first. Once you pull the screws out, you want to find the tabs along the side and just pull until they all pop up for you. Hear them popping? We're going to need to take the speaker out of this door. Just a couple screws and a connector behind it, so pop that out. Once that speaker's out, just gotta pull all this stuff down. Somebody's already been in this one, so this is all coming down pretty easily. Just get all that down. All right, so there's a number of different ways you can do this. Because this has a vice grip holding something, I'm assuming it's the window to the rail. I'm not too sure. I got a feeling that once I undo that, the window's going to come down. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take time, get a T30 out. These are all T30s. I'm going to undo the motor. I'm going to undo the rail, and then the other rail screw right here. There's a rail screw back in there. And same thing on this side. There's a rail screw in there, and there's one at the bottom. And I'm just going to go ahead and loosen everything up. So hopefully, when I take that off, if everything comes down, I can just pull everything out. Here's a look at the motor. Bunch of random wires hanging out here. Something broke. All right, so I started loosening some stuff up. The window started coming down. I took the vice grips off, and it definitely started sliding down. So while we're in here and it is slid down, we have to pull these little clips out right here. See a little clip? Little clip right there just pops out. That's one. And then there's one right there. Same thing. Can you see it? Right there, that guy. Both of those clips need to pop out, so you can get the window off the track. All right, once you got those things popped out, you just push the pins off. Just push the window off the track. You'll see it off this little thing here. You just push the window off of it. You know, bring it down. Next, we're going to take this guy off here. This little bumper rail here. Just pull it up. It comes right off. So we're going to take that off next, so you're going to tip the window down and then pull it out. All right, so if you loosen everything up like we talked about before, pop this one rail off down there, just so when you tip it forward and you come up, it doesn't get caught. With the window out of the way, we can grab some pliers and take the window motor out. So with the motor out of the way, the bearings actually got the little rubber part actually pulled through. I ended up just pulling the whole thing through. Not a big deal, but the motor's dangling. So pop your rails out, grab your rails. There we go, lift it up. Pull them on out. So we have our new window motor and window slides. Mine already comes. It already comes with some bolts and stuff already installed in it, so we don't have to worry about any of that. It already has the nice new clips there, so the window will pop back in. And just got to reverse the install. Just going to throw the door panel back to the switches so I can test the motor, make sure it actually works. While I'm in here, I'm actually going to leave those down a little bit so I can clip them into the window a little bit easier. The rails run done. Now I just got to do a little fussing with the window to get it in. After a little bit of toying with the window and getting it in place and getting the clips clipped in, make sure they're getting clipped in, tighten your rails up. Popping our top rail back on. Next, I'm going to take a little black tape to tape this little liner back up to make it stay in place a little bit better while I'm trying to get the door stuff back on. We're going to plug everything back up, get the door panel put back on. All right, so here we are. Door panel's back on. Not a very hard job. Here we go. Let's just try it out. Ooh, we have window. That's so nice. All right, cool. So we're happy about that. Just got to get it cleaned up. We're gonna chalk this one up as done. All right, guys, I got to move on to a couple other projects that I got going on. So for this video, we're gonna count this as done with these two items being dealt with. And we're excited to have the window working. We're excited to have the fan and stuff working. We're gonna be looking into the air conditioning and everything else. We finally got the registration insurance situated so we can actually drive the thing on the road or physically drive the vehicle on the road, which we're really excited about. I'm gonna take it for a spin, see what other problems turn up, and we're gonna go from there. But for now, guys, as always, two things. Don't forget to take the time to enjoy what you do. And don't forget, guys, work does not do itself. So don't be afraid to get out there and get after it.